Hey everyone, I'm Rushlock, and this video is about my first job, which I was going to tell in kind of like just a story time format until I realized a way to kind of link it in with all the finance discussion we've been talking about recently for personal finance. Um, so my first job, I was a sophomore in high school, probably in the second half of the year, and I started working at a movie theater, just as an usher, sweeping out popcorn, taking out trash between showings. Um, but I was working probably 30, 35 hours a week. I was getting a lot of the shifts. I don't know if they were losing a lot of people at the time or what the deal was, but the money was coming in. And then by the time the summer hits, the third key manager, which for those of you not familiar with the system, some businesses use. So there's a general manager, an assistant manager, and they have a third manager that really just has a key. That's all their only responsibility is to lock the place up and be there when the other two, for scheduling reasons, can't be. Um, so as a 17-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid, this is dumb to do in the first place, but that's a separate topic altogether. Um, the point was, well, I was working about 35 hours a week. So let's say just for low figure math, I was making at least $1,000 a month. Um, we'll put that there. And the 2 points of this video are that I had zero awareness of where my money was going, and second, at this stage in your life, if you're working this much, and depending on different home circumstances, you're really in the strongest position that you're going to be in for a while, especially if you're going to go into college. But the point is, I had no rent mortgage. I know I had a phone bill. This is kind of towards the end of the pager era and the beginning of everyone having a cell phone. So let's say I was paying, I don't know, maybe we'll say 50 a month. I don't know, I remember the number, it was too long ago. I had no car payment, I had no insurance to pay. Groceries were non existent because I was eating out all the time. And that'll kind of go into the whole lack of awareness where money was going. I was going to dining, so I was easily eating out once, if not twice a day. Usually after school, then again late at night. So it wasn't even like McDonald's dollar menu fast food every time. It was almost going out to a restaurant almost every day, and then fast food somewhere else, and just grabbing a snack between school and work. So we'll say we're easily spending, let's do some math, I guess, um, at least $15 a day, 5 days a week, times four. So a third of my wages were going just to food and then gas. So my typical schedule was go to school in the morning, go to work after school, work until about 11 p.m. These are on weekdays. Weekends you go later. Stay out with friends till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Go home, sleep for a couple of hours because when you're young you're immortal and you can do all this stuff. Get up 3 hours later, go back to school, rinse and repeat. Do that all week. So from home to school to work to running around to back home, probably let's figure high. Just say $50 well, that's per week. So let's say another 200 in gas. This is supposed to be 300. So already over half the money is that's where it's accounted for. Um, Now, as a high school kid doing this job, I didn't keep up with any of this stuff. It was just, hey, I need gas, swipe the card. Hey, I need food, swipe the card. Um, I knew what my balance was. I knew that it was positive. I knew that I could afford the things I was doing. But there was no awareness in terms of like, all right, what is my current rate of expense? Like, I didn't know what I was spending a month on gas or spending a month on dining. It was just, I knew that pay period to pay period, it was always it was fine. It was washing itself out. That's where I completely stopped paying attention. And going beyond this, of course, I have no power bill, no water bill. Entertainment may have been something, going to see movies pretty much whenever I wanted. Let's say another $50 a month for that. But that's beginning of end of my sophomore year and the beginning of or I guess end of my junior year, beginning of my senior year. I probably worked there 8 or 9 months, and easily within that time frame, uh, let's figure how conservatively and say I made at least 7 grand in those several months. Of that money, we know where over half of it went. The rest of it, I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. And that's just the example as a teenage high school kid, no awareness whatsoever. Now, having such little bills and then also, creating expenses for myself, like I did not need to eat out, that often. That was insane. And how much money I could have saved like that. That could have been a car, much earlier than I actually got my first car. It's all the whole youth is wasted on the young type of thing. It's just all that money gone, no idea what to show for it. But as a first job, and it was a learning experience, and it wasn't until probably my first year in college I stopped and looked back and was like, holy crap, I was making a lot, for a high school kid, making a lot of money back then. with no costs at all. And I was able to piss it all away pretty easily. So the two things I wanted to have people take away from this is that high school kids who are working a lot, may seem like they're doing really well and are being really responsible, but unless they're also paying attention to where that money is going, a lot of times kids will work these jobs to save up for something. Maybe it's that first car, maybe it's a trip they want to go on. They have a goal, so it's easy to set that money aside. And if they're doing so, that's great because they're focused on something. If they're not saving up for something specific, then that money's probably just leaking out of that account every single day through different methods. And at the end of it, they may feel like they have nothing to show for it, which could definitely be the case. And then second, I remember mentioning earlier, I had a second point. Oh, it was about the kind of stronger position you are in when you're in high school, maybe even college. A lot of people stay at home when they go to school after high school, and even though they're working and going to school, different, whether it's going to be full time for one or part time for the other, different combinations. It's when you have the least amount of expenses, and even though you may not be making as much as you're going to be after you get your education, after you get into your profession, obviously your income will go up, but your expenses will also go up, and usually at a factor much larger than the way your income is scaled up. So if you have high school kids, college kids that are working, maybe mention to them, do they have a plan? Do they have something they're saving up for? Or is this money just, fun money? And if it is, there's nothing wrong with that. Just having the awareness and being conscious of the decision being made, that type of thing. But as always, if you have questions, feedback, if you have stories of your own to share, post them in the comments down below, or join the Discord server that's linked up. You can post them on there, just tag at Rushlock, and I'll see it when you post it. But we'll see you all next time.